How's it going? So, I want to make a video about. I want to kind of more of create of a backup video to this two videos, I suppose, Chris's videos. But overall, this video is going to be about origin of influencers and privileges. And my conclusions are: you basically cannot win in a pay-to-win system versus the rich kids. I'm gonna go into details in here, but just remember this: like, we are living in a society that is a pay-to-win system. So a lot of success that you see on television, advertising, online is fake and it's manufactured. And it's manufactured by the upper class. And if you are in the middle class, you will never attain this type of success because it's manufactured, it's fake. And there are political, economical reasons why it is this way. And you have to remember, like, there we are living in capitalism, which is it's a split society. There is the upper class, who are the owners of everything, and we are the workers that work for them. It is of no benefit to the upper class to give you a way to exit that box, which is called the middle class, because then, if the system becomes fair, they lose all of their power. Right? For example, if the taxation system becomes fair and every single middle class person can become an individual consultant, there's the pool of taxes for the government is going to shrink to such levels where we're going to have to create new versions of economies, which is, it's not going to work, basically. Do you understand what I'm saying? Is that because right now the system is the wealthy are not paying any taxes, they create companies, and then the taxes are being collected most of the time from the middle class, right? So a lot of those gurus are pitching you ideas. Oh, you need to lower your taxes, but the upper class person can do it because they are the owners and they are from privileges. But if you go to your boss today and you say, "Hey, I want to set up my own company," and you hire me, your company I'm working for right now hires me as a consultant to this company or whatever, a contractor, and then you pay me cash and I'll take care of the taxes myself. And they're gonna say, no, we can't do that. Nope, against the rules, because these rules are set up for a reason, right? So what I'm saying is, fundamentally, everything you see on the television is probably fake. Like, I'm not saying all of it, but 9 out of 10. So when you see some kind of celebrity, YouTuber who's telling you, hey, what's up, guys? I started my channel 6 months ago. Now it's 2 million subscribers, and I made like a million whatever in like 6 months, right? 9 out of 10 times assume that it's completely fake, right? Assume that there is probably some kind of budget behind it, there is some kind of team behind it, it could be some kind of religious cult behind it, which we're gonna see in here when I go to the long form. But what I'm saying is, play it safe, right? So somebody's trying to sell you a course, say no, thank you, I'll go with the safe route, which is get a good career, invest into pension funds, which I already talked about, like index funds, S&P, Nasdaq, the World Fund, right? And climb towards the high skill jobs, right? You want to stay away from jobs where it's soft skill driven, because they are flooded with rich kids. You're just not gonna do well in there, because they're used to going to gala, they're used to socializing, they're used to drinking like champagne and be okay with it, wasting time, as long as they're connected to the right people. Whereas for a workaholic like me, I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, I'm wasting so much time right now. I could be reading or upskilling. Like, how does that benefit? But that's because the upper class play by different rules. They're not workers to some extent. They're owners of factors of production, where guys like me work and manufacture stuff. And I get a wage, right? Welcome to capitalism. Anyway, so that's the short story. What I'm saying is, play it safe. Don't go for shitty careers like YouTuber, you know, day trading, fulfillment by Amazon. What else is out there? Selling Kindle books, I think, was another one. All right. Okay. So let's talk about long essay, I suppose. So this was like executive summary. So this is the long video. It's gonna be a bit of a rant, right? So I made a video in here. I'm gonna link this document in the description below so you can check it out yourself, right? I made this video in here, and you get a sense of what it's like to be in the upper class, and you understand the type of money that these people operate with. Okay? So it is very normal for people to blow 10,000 pounds per month, and I repeat this, per month, on a high school for the child, for the wealthy class. So this is 120,000 pounds just for high school. Do you understand how much, if you convert that, when the child becomes graduates from high school, it doesn't really matter what type of grades they get. They will always be welcome in most of the privileged schools because the family is privileged, and the family has money, it has resources, right? So most, you know, schools want to align themselves with this type of family tradition. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, it's kind of like king and queen. This child comes from a kingdom, small, sometimes big, sometimes small, and they want to align themselves with this type of kingdom because they control a lot of resources. So they would welcome, even if that person is not exactly up to the standard of the school, they can make it work, right? So one person, I want to give an example. She might not be the best, but example of this, but this chick here, right? I know she's successful, blah blah blah, but if you read her history, right? Because I was always wondering to myself, right? Why was she selected for all those? Because like even in Estonia, I even saw her, right? Because she was on popular kids shows, and I was like, when I was in Estonia, I was very small, right? Well, wait. Towards where did I see Nickelodeon? I think it was before. Oh yeah. Nickelodeon was like a kids show, and it was before. I think it was before Spider-Man or something like that. But anyway, like Nickelodeon was before it, so I had to wait like, I don't know, 20 minutes before Spider-Man starts. So I had to watch a bit of Nickelodeon, right? So, and I was always wondering, you know, why are these kids there? Like, who decided? Because there's nothing really special about those kids. I mean, they're just like kids, right? But why are they getting to be famous and other kids do not? And that's because they come from elite families. So if you want to get a sense of what it is like, is just watch this video here, right? And they have a lot of resources. It's a lot of resources, a lot of money in there. All right, and you will not be able to beat them. I'm just saying that you will not be able to beat them. Another good example of this would be, it's probably very, very dark, but in Russia, the beauty contest, the Miss Russia is always won by the oligarch's wife. Always. There was like I don't want to dig through, but there was a documentary done on it by a Russian, that was way before Putin was kind of light on that. Now I think he would have just got killed for this type of journalism. But he literally just exposed, and he said, okay, the problem I see with this type of system where anybody can enter into the race, I suppose, because there are no barriers to entry. If you like meet certain criteria, you can enter into the contest to become Miss Russia. But who wins is already pre-decided, right? So the problem with not advertising it this way is because there were like, you know, girls from middle class families, sometimes very poor, and they would mutilate themselves because they were a little bit too short to enter into the beauty contest. So they would force their parents to get a surgery, so they get it's kind of like, what are they called? One sec. Yeah, so it was these things basically. When your bone breaks, they insert them, and then your bone is kind of healing, right? But you can use it as well to stretch the bone. All right, so you can kind of like, okay, let's say we want to add half an inch, we can stretch the bone a little bit, right? So there were a lot of doctors that were providing this type of service, and these girls would, like, sometimes, especially if you do an operation and it's very cheap, what happens is the proportions of your skeleton body are not in line, and it becomes very hard for them to walk. They struggle to maintain balance because now it's a little bit disproportional. Does that make sense? So you see, some girls would mutilate themselves to enter into contests that they can never ever win. And of course there's fee for this, so the company that's promoting this, you know, Miss Russia, I don't know which company was it, but it was some kind of beauty contest. I don't even know if it was Miss Russia, but anyway, you can enter, you can pay for it, but you will never win it, right? So most of the systems in life are kind of like that, right? They're just kind of like that, right? Okay, so that's this topic. So I'm just saying that, you know, think twice before you're trying to compete with a rich kid, because you could be in a system, you could be in a contest where you can enter, you can pay for participation. It appears that you are making progress, but ultimately you will always lose in the end because it's already pre-decided. Alright? Okay, so the second thing I want to talk about is rich kids tend to promote rich kids. In here you can kind of... this video is like, honestly, like very, very good. But we can also see it kind of in here. Let me just close this to the right. Probably very dry video, but I have to make it because I want to have backup of this.
One of the subdivisions. I'm predicting.
So, like, this guy is pumping video, like, this guy is pumping Tesla stock, and he's saying, like, numbers that are just, like, first of all, he's pulling numbers out of nowhere, and second of all, he's getting paid, probably indirectly, to do it. So I'll link this to Chris's video, but you can see in here that his post got pumped. You're probably gonna have to watch the video, but you will see that on Twitter, which is owned by Elon Musk, this guy talks very nice about Elon Musk, and then Elon Musk pumps his video, his YouTube video, and then his YouTube video is like super high on views. Where is that part? Yeah, in here, you see? 500,000 views. Most of his videos are like 23 views, like 152 in here, but most of the time it's like in 50Ks, but this one's like 10x. Right? So it's profitable. Another one was in here, and this one, I'll link this stuff in the description below so you can see it for yourself, right? Again, you see, these guys went on stage and they were, again, like, pumping Tesla. Again, numbers just out of nowhere. I mean, in here they gave numbers that are, if you... One sec. If you basically follow what they're saying, in like half a decade, five years, Tesla will be worth more than double United States gross domestic product. So more valuable than 2 Americas, which is like, I mean, we're talking about fantasy. You might as well say that, you know, they're gonna connect, we're gonna solve the renewable energy crisis by connecting a wire to the sun and then transfer energy from the sun through the wire. Like, we're talking like complete fantasy, La La Land. But who put those people in here and why are they getting pumped, right? And it's probably some kind of privileges, right? Or some I don't know, I didn't dig into it, but I could be wrong in here, but I mean, they're just like straight up pumping Tesla and getting paid and getting popular as a result of this. Another one was this one here. I saw. So we're now. So this is like privileged kids, but now there is also the second layer, which is sometimes religious cults, I suppose, and religion organizations tend to do that as well. So if you look at this guy, Jay Shetty, he has like a channel. I think it's blocked on my, but I'm not gonna get into it. But he was basically like his channel blew up. He has like 14 million subscribers or some shit like that, right? And then they did the background check and realized that he's part of some kind of a Hindu religious cult, and that cult is very hardcore. And they were interested in promoting this guy. Another version of that would be this lady here. I love her work, I love her music, but I mean, I have to address the fact that she is actually a Mormon, right? So if you check out, I believe she is actually a... Oh, whoops, not my apologies. She's actually Mormon. Yeah, Mormon. So she is, you see, like, she's successful, I understand. I love her music, you know, a lot of stuff she does is amazing. But the question is, would she be so successful if she didn't have this funding and promotion through her religion, sect, or whatever organization? Do you understand where I'm getting this from? It's like, you are, let's say we have a race, right? Let's say, you know what really sums it up really well. Yeah, so it's kind of like this thing here. Now there was another one where there's like a pyramid and you are trying to climb it yourself, but then there is a rich kid who has steps made out of money, so he can just walk up the pyramid on money, whereas you have to manually climb it. So that's kind of the reality of the situation. Do you know what I mean? Like, if 9 out of 10 times what you're seeing is just this. It's being driven by something. And that something is like, you see, like in here it's... And then, okay, so why is it like that? And the answer is because it has political, economical, and religious agenda, right? So why does a religious organization or economic organization, whatever, a cult or a consortium, why do they need to create? I know this is not an idol, but I mean, let's say something like this. What purpose does this serve? And this is because they can influence people through this type of ideals, right? So I talked about it in multiple videos, is where you have the monkeys are willing to pay. Like, there was an experiment, they took grapes. Monkeys really like grapes, so they said, okay, you can take a grape, or you can pay a grape to look at a picture of the alpha male of your tribe, or whatever, alpha monkey. I don't know, could be male, female, I don't know. I didn't read into that much, into that specific study. But the underlying thing was that monkeys were willing to spend their resources to look at the pictures, right? And we know in a human society, celebrities can influence what people think, how they behave, what they believe, right? So think about it this way: you're an organization and you want to promote your standard. If you go directly and say, hey, you know, we are a bunch of, we are Mormons, this is our beliefs, blah, blah, blah. Let's say, I don't know, 10% people, whatever, 3% people subscribe. But if a celebrity says, oh, I'm part of this organization, it's awesome, blah, blah, blah. You have 20% people subscribing, right? So investing resources into creating a celebrity and then making that celebrity say something that will move you towards subscribing to that organization is economically efficient. That's why they do it. Right? But what I'm saying is that, you see, when somebody is promoting you to do something online, which is like, I don't know, become a Twitch streamer, become a successful sports star, become a successful actor, blah, 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 you have to factor in that 9 out of 10 times you are in a race, that's you, and you're against this, you're just not gonna win. And like, again, like the beauty contest, you can enter, you can pay for participation, but the outcome is already pre-decided. You know what I'm saying? So that's my conclusion. I mean, well, yeah, well, that's one of my conclusions, is that, like, you have to take a safe route, and just when somebody's promoting some kind of bullshit to you that seems like too good to be true, 9 out of 10 it's probably rigged. It's just that you're just not gonna get it, right? And the second thing I don't understand, that is something I personally don't get, is that why would I obsess? Like, for example, if Lindsay come over and says, hey, do you want to marry? I would think twice before doing that, because I'm thinking to myself, alright, she's genetically inferior to me, she's definitely nowhere near my intellectual capabilities, so this is, because you have to remember that genetics, 80% come from the parents in genetics. We're talking about intelligence, we're talking about the build, the structure of the body, endurance, stuff like that, right? So I'm thinking to myself, this human, in my mind, is not on the same level as me. Now, you can say, oh, yeah, you can say, oh, but she reached such high level of success. Yeah, but I know it's rigged. If you were to give me this show, I'll be a billionaire as well by the age of 25. It's not that difficult, right? So I have to look at it objectively and say, okay, assuming equal grounds, how would she stack up to other ladies, for example? And a lot of the times I see they don't really. Now, Lindsay is she's pretty cool, but I mean, I don't know her in real life. But I'm just saying that, you know, a lot of the times you meet people in real life that are like just absolute super. Like, I have regrets over some relationships in my life that I could have continued, and I regret that I didn't, right? Because relative to what I see on the screen, I'm talking about like the celebrities. I mean, that lady is just absolute superstar. Russian girl, actually. She had 3 degrees. She spoke German, English, Russian fluently. I'm talking like fluently. And she had, well, not 3, 2 degrees. One was from German school, and second one was she got a scholarship from European Union to do a degree. Like, that girl is just dynamite. Honestly, she was so smart. Like, way smarter than me, for sure, 100%. Like, her analytical skills were just dynamite, you know. But back then I was like young, you know, and I was like, whatever, dude, I'll get a. I always thought to myself that I'm gonna have a, you know, Alessandra Ambrosio, Victoria's Secret model. It's my wife. Because back then, you know, you're driven by your bottom. Well, anyway, I'm not gonna get into it. By your you're basically driven by emotions, so you think that you're gonna become this, you know, Ferrari-driven, like this celebrity guy, you know. But honestly, right now, I'm thinking to myself, like, I wouldn't probably go for a model right now, because I can buy, like, I can buy a wife if I want to, which is gonna be like a model looking. Probably not gonna be an Instagram celebrity, but look wise, I can find anything equal or better than what you see on the Instagram, right? So, where was I going with this? Yeah, I was going like, why obsess over celebrities? Like, why would you be obsessed? Like, I'm talking to the point where you actually start spending money just because they told you to spend money. I get it. Like, I'm obsessed with people like Elon Musk, for example, Donald Trump. Who else is funny? Who else is like trending right now? Well, probably these guys. Tesla pumpers, I also obsessed with them. It's like, also scammers, I'm obsessed with them. Because you see, it's kind of like entertaining. Because people, like, I'll give you an example. Like Elon Musk he's very silly, right? So he's like a court jester. And the stuff he says is just, it's so hilarious. Like, it's very hilarious to watch these guys give presentation. Like, I'm obsessed with stuff like that to the degree that it's entertainment for me. Because I can't come up with, like this video here, Jay Shetty, and he has this guy on his show, and this guy was like selling expired air solutions, and I honest to God, I cannot come up with stuff like that. You know what I mean? So to me, it's like, it's laughable. I also like to watch religion versus science, because the justification that religion people have for, well, like, okay, we need to separate. So, existence of God is okay, fine. I don't have problems with that. But assuming that some kind of a text was written and that text is from God and that is accurate 100%, that's where I kind of, it's fun to me, because I mean, it's like, it's humans wrote that text. It wasn't faxed. It wasn't sent to somebody's email box through heaven and it says, hey, here's the holy book, right? Because you can see that there are a lot of inconsistencies in those texts, and like when you read them, it's like, what? A talking snake? Are you serious? And then it's very fun to see people who try to make scientific claims to justify that this is actually factually accurate. Like the stuff that the planet is like 5,000 years old. 2,000. I think it was 2,000 years old. Now it's 5,000 years old. Now it's like, it's just honestly just hilarious to watch that stuff, you know. So, to some extent, I understand obsession with kind of these guys, like, because they're funny. Like Donald Trump is like, he's funny, right? Like the stuff he says, it's just like some kind of, just like a soup of words that sounds good but has no actual meaning. And then I love to watch the people who go and interview Donald Trump supporters, and they're like, yeah, what do you think? Did you read the book? And they're like, no, I didn't read the book, but I'm in favor of the book. But you haven't even read it, right? I know, but somebody told me it was awesome. But that somebody, did he read the book? No, they didn't read the book either. So did anyone read the book in here? No. But why are you supporting it then? Holy shit. Right? So logic like that is like, it's just funny to me, you know, because most of the time I deal with super smart people, like scientists and like stuff like that just doesn't happen there, you know. So I find entertainment in this stuff to some extent, right? So I get it to some extent, right? But like sending them money, that's where I kind of draw the line, you know. That at that point, like I don't get Twitch streams, like I just don't understand them. Like, why would you send a dude playing a video game or a high school dropout money? Like I just don't understand it, right? Okay, listening to what they say is funny, because what they say is like just some stuff that they came up with. I suppose it's like movies, you know. Movies are fiction to extent, and we watch them, it's fun, but it's made up. So, anyway, that's my rant for today. When somebody tells you, hey, you can be super successful, remember, 9 out of 10, this shit is rigged, man. Just like engagement optimized matchmaking. No! This video was just a scam to one more time say that engagement optimized matchmaking rigs your games. I'm just saying. Alright. I wanted to do... What did I want to say? It's a big club, but you ain't in it. That's one of them. Yeah, I suppose I'll just leave it at that, right? Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Alright, take care, bye-bye.